my name is Gabrielle Venezia, and today I'm going to be going over my project, Let's Get Technical. And what I chose to present on my project were SIM cards found in cell phones. So what effects do SIM cards have on cell phones? Well, SIM cards do a lot for our cell phones now, and also they are found in our tablets as well. So to start out with, what is a SIM card? A subscriber identity module, which is what a SIM represents. It's a chip found in cell phones that allow people to connect to their cell phone carrier's network. The SIM card is also called a smart card. Here you see a SIM card being put into an iPhone. What is the description of SIM card? I'm sure many of us have seen SIM cards in their phones. A SIM card is a plastic white chip found either on the side of the phone or in the back of the phone located near the battery. Each card has its own integrated circuit card identifier, which is short for ICCID. That's engraved on the front of the card. The ICCID is linked up with each cell phone company. They are 0.76 millimeters in thickness, and the card is also made up of some metal. So, an ICCID is basically numbers engraved on the front of the SIM card, which is basically the SIM card serial number. Each phone has its own serial number along with the SIM card, which are linked together so that way the phone is able to work with wireless connections. So what would happen if you take your SIM card out of your phone? Well, there are different things that could happen to your phone. You won't receive any wireless signal. A SIM card is used for each phone's carrier to connect to 4G, 3G, and Wi-Fi. So if you were to take your SIM card out of your phone, you wouldn't get any signal for your internet. You will still be able to make phone calls and receive phone calls, but you won't be able to browse the internet. With not being able to browse the internet, you also wouldn't be able to use your GPS if you were stuck in the middle of nowhere, because the GPS uses satellite signal, which is also a type of wireless internet connection. If you put your SIM card in another person's phone, would it work? Well, not exactly. Each phone is programmed in the provider system to have a set ICCID linked with their phone serial number, like I just said. So if you were to put your SIM card from your iPhone to a Samsung Galaxy S6, they would not work together. You can't just take out the SIM card and put it into another phone. The reason for that, like I said, is the ICCID on the SIM card and the serial number in your phone are linked together. So that is how that particular phone SIM card works in that one. So a lot of people also think a SIM card is the same as an SD card. Well, there's a difference. A SIM card, like I said, is used for the wireless connection of 4G, 3G, LTE, Spark, and Wi-Fi. An SD card, which is a small black card, is a memory chip, which gives your phone extra storage and allows you to store many files, pictures, music on it, and you can remove that, plug it into a computer, or you can put that into another phone. SIM cards don't generally hold information like an SD card do. Cell phone provider SIM cards. So Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile phones all require to have a SIM card in order to receive LTE and Wi-Fi. AT&T and T-Mobile SIM cards are a little bit different. They can also be transferred from one phone to another phone. The AT&T and T-Mobile SIM cards will store contacts and a little bit of information from their phone to their new phone, like their old phone's phone number and pictures. Some pictures, not a lot, because pictures typically go on SD card. So with AT&T and T-Mobile SIM cards, they will go from, let's say, an iPhone to another iPhone and work as long as they bring it to their service provider to have their SIM card and their old phone linked to the new phone, because the numbers have to match. Sprint and Verizon customers will always get a new SIM card with their new devices that they upgrade to or order. So, not saying that AT&T and T-Mobile, you will never ever get a new SIM card. You typically will get a new SIM card if the old SIM card doesn't provide, let's say, 4G anymore. Because now that our system is upgrading to 4G and LTE areas, the 3G SIM cards will be pushed away slowly, and you will be getting new SIM cards. Apple phones. Many people use Apple devices a lot. Still don't, but many people do use Apple products. Each phone Apple sells at the store comes with a SIM card, just like any other phone that you receive. Apple SIM cards come unlocked. What do I mean by unlocked? Unlocked means that if I were to walk into an Apple store and purchase an Apple device, whether it's the full price, $650, or the discounted price, maybe $200, they could give me a cell phone that has T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, and it could have any one of those SIM cards for that company. So let's say that my provider is Sprint, for instance, and they hand me a new iPhone 6 with a Verizon SIM card built into it. What will happen is Apple will go into their system and see that it's a iPhone 6 with a Verizon SIM card. What they'll do is they'll take the ICCID number of that SIM card, put it onto my Sprint account, because they can log into their forming since they have access, and link it up. Yes, they will have to go in their back office in the system to make sure that SIM card is linked with Sprint now instead of Verizon. So my phone will technically be an Apple phone. It won't be a Verizon phone, it won't be AT&T, it will be an unlocked Sprint phone that I can bring it, unlocked SIM card that I can bring to any provider. For people that do have an iPhone 5S and up with the newer models, you could bring the phone to any provider as well and use that SIM card too. So if I have my iPhone 5S that I bought at Sprint, not the Apple store, at Sprint, and I want to go use that at T-Mobile, then what they would do is they would have to go into their back office, just like Apple, call their sales support team, have this SIM card linked up with T-Mobile so that way it reprograms to their towers, and then reactivate my phone without allowing me to go buy a new phone at $200. So it's a very long process in order to link up the SIM card with the new provider, but in the end, it kind of helps you out if you don't want to spend that extra $200 on a new phone. How to replace your SIM card. Working at a cell phone store, I've noticed a lot of people come in and say, my phone's not getting a signal, it has a red X. Or, my phone has no bars. My phone has a notification saying SIM card is not installed. Or SIM card cannot be found. So with that being said, we look into their phones, see if a SIM card's even there. SIM card's there. What happens is sometimes SIM cards get old. Just like any other type of technology device, it gets worn out. What you would do is, you go to your local provider to get your SIM card replaced. The representative that helps you will take the SIM card out of its slot, which is on the side of the phone or in the back of the battery, depending what type of a device it is. Next, the representative will open up your account at your provider. They'll open up your account and view your information of your phone, what type of SIM card model you'll need, and how to program it into your phone. The representative will then add the ICC-ID number to your phone serial number so they link together. After, they will restart the phone and make sure the SIM card is processing properly. So, with that being said, getting the new SIM card on your phone will bring back your internet and your connection to the network, so that way you don't keep getting that message, no SIM card or SIM card cannot be found. It's a very quick process. It doesn't take longer than 15 minutes to replace a SIM card for a customer. Holding a SIM card. I'm sure many of us think we all hold SIM cards properly, but sometimes we don't do it the correct way. SIM cards will come together on a bigger white card since it's very easy to lose. This is a picture of what it looks like. Here's the big white card, and here's a little SIM card right there. So what you do is you would prick it out by pushing it out gently into your other hand. After getting the SIM card out, simply hold it by its edges. You don't want to hold it under, because then you'll mess up the metal. The chip should be free of fingerprints and being scratched up. So that's why we hold it by the edges, and then you simply put it in its little crate. iPhone SIM cards have their little place on the side of the phone, so they go into a little crate. So you'll put that in its place properly and then pop it back into the phone. Androids like the Galaxy S6 and S5 have a little slot that the SIM card you just push it right through, slide it in. So that was basically my project. SIM cards are very easy to get lost and very simple to be used. They are very good to have in cellular devices, and actually SIM cards aren't just found in cellular devices. They're also found in many tablets, like Samsung tablets, LG tablets, iPads. The carriers are now getting more involved with allowing people to use different devices out on their network. Like, for instance, I have my iPad that I use for school and work, and I bring it anywhere I go without having to connect to Wi-Fi. So I actually really like being able to use an iPad out in the public without connecting to Wi-Fi, because sometimes if there's too many people there with free Wi-Fi signal, it won't be as quick as it normally would be. So I hope I was able to teach you all things about SIM cards that you haven't learned before or never knew about SIM cards. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.